Good evening and welcome back to Channel 6 TV Community Focus. I'm Kenny Fogle, your host. Glad you can be with us tonight. We got a new face with us today, Miss Margaret Bowen. She's the new principal at St. Joe Elementary here in Bardstown. First of all, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for welcoming me to Bardstown.
Well, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about Margaret Bowen. Now, who are you?
A little bit about me.
We got 15 minutes.
That's okay. My personal background is I just became a grandma.
Oh.
I love it. I just absolutely love
Yeah.
it. And then I've been married for almost 40 years, and I have 2 grandchildren now. They're both boys and full of life. I absolutely love it. And now my education background is 39 years I've been in education.
Oh my goodness.
And I've served as a principal at some schools in Louisville. So this is my first time out here in Bardstown.
Okay, well, Bardstown, and like I said, if you've been to Louisville, Bardstown will be a piece of cake.
I have to tell you, the people are wonderful. They are so kind and caring. I love it.
It's a different world now in your background, and at a private school now. I mean, basically a parochial school now.
Right.
It's, basically, has your background been more in that area, more in the public area? What have you been doing before?
My background has always been in Catholic schools.
Okay.
So I've been a product of Catholic schools myself, my whole education. And for my family, it was a way to always give back to the church.
Right.
So I think it was just like a natural progression. It's interesting because I had other job offers when I came out of school, but it was like, but you're not a Catholic school. You know, I just have to go to there. That's
Obviously, you've got a passion for Catholic schools, so you
do.
see an advantage of being at St. Joe. What's St. Joe offer that you feel like that makes them special?
I'm going to try to, people ask you that, and if we could market it and bottle it, but it is the true feeling that everyone is working together to raise and support a child. And in this day and age, I think it takes a lot, and I think it takes a lot more people. So the more feeling you have of a community, the better it's just a better opportunity for the child. I really do believe that, and I really believe that that's what you get with a Catholic education. So hard to describe, but you can so feel it when you walk in our doors.
So when you talk about a Catholic education, obviously you talk about education, just like if you get anywhere else, but is there a character involved, or is there what's involved that's going to make this child more of a I guess fit into society better, or somebody that's a higher character? What am I looking for?
I think it's the fact that the parents are committed, and your faculty is committed, and your administration is definitely committed, so that when you have all these people together, we might discipline your child a little differently than you might, but it's all for the same reason. So when everybody understands that, it's only going to make the child better. The goals are high. They are high. And it's just trying to get that kid to get up there to reach them. And everybody makes that happen. From maintenance people to secretaries to your science teachers, it's everybody.
So the standards are a little high, but how do you help get the child to those standards? I mean, obviously you're going to have some kids that's going to come in and struggle.
They do. The nice thing about Catholic education right now is that we really are embracing, our instruction plan is for trying to individualize as best as we can. We don't have the federal funds that other places have, so there's some limitations on the type of student that we can have. We'd love to have like a Down syndrome because why not? That's what Catholic school is really about. We should be embracing everyone, but not quite sure we'd have enough services. But even if you struggle sometimes, there's always things that can be put in place. We can modify your work. We can give you different assignments. We can give you computers to use if you have trouble writing. It's just changing so much to where it's like, take your talents, take your strengths, let's write a plan to make that happen and make you successful.
Well, school's changed a lot, obviously. I'm sure you've seen a lot of changes in 39 years because back 39 years ago, obviously, we didn't have a computer on just about every desk. And so technology, if nothing else, is changing. And the children, I don't know if children are actually changing, but the way they think and the way they communicate and the way they learn, I believe, is changing.
Well, one of the exciting things that we have is that it started off being STEM, if you've heard that word out there right now. So it's science, technology, engineering, and math. Well, at our school, the teachers get so excited and involved with it for what they can offer for the student. So now we're STEAM. So that now we're science and technology, engineering, art and math. Then the religion teacher says, wait a second, there's things that we could do, because there's ethic sides to it too. So now we're STREAM. So now we're science, technology. So now everybody's going to get on board. But we have activities for the students that day all about science experiments, all about things that you can do. And all the different organizations come in. LG&E will come in, KU will come, Senate Representative. They set up a 3D printer. All the students from well, actually even preschool on up, all do science experiments all day long on our STEM day. So it's really neat to see the kids involved and engaged in their learning like that. It's one of our favorite days. Yeah.
Well, the kids, like I said, they get involved in so many things. They got school, I'm sure there's Catholic studies of some sort during the day that
Correct.
they won't get anywhere else.
Correct.
So they get that. And and they got after school activities. I know there's an even after school
Care.
I didn't know exactly what the terminology, but I talked to the lady on that last time. She was very excited about that.
They are. Everyone was so excited. You caught us on a great day. Yesterday was our first faculty meeting back, and we went, and one of our activities was to introduce each other again, and people who had even worked there for many years just discovered new things about each other. But the excitement was so wonderful, and it was there. We asked, yesterday was called our open house night. Parents were coming in. Well, we talked about what's the student going to be like when they come in, and the teachers described them. Some of them are nervous, some of them are anxious, some of them are excited, some of them have been bored. So what we were trying to do is, how do we make sure that we understand that and make sure that they felt welcome last night and excited to get school started.
So school starting here relatively quickly. Got a pretty full school. It looks like you got enrollment's going to be up pretty good.
428. Can you believe that?
Now, could you hold more if somebody else decided? Well, right now they're a little late to the game, but they might want to join.
Yeah. Absolutely. Always, our doors are always open. And the nice thing is that there's a now called the Catholic Education Foundation, which offers, if parents can work to apply on that, there are grant monies that are now available. So we're trying to make it more affordable for people to come to that want Catholic education. But absolutely, we'd bring them in.
and think about education too, and you see it, and obviously I can remember teachers when I was young. Some of them were a little more strict and some of them a little more lenient, but the teaching is different now too. The teachers, I noticed many of them were so much younger last night, are younger than me. I mean, I guess that's relative there, but I'm sure they teach in a different manner. I mean, you don't have the nuns wrapping your wrists like they did when I was little.
Exactly. The fun thing for me is just that, again, you set certain standards for the teachers too. So you ask them to, the main theme is, how do you get the kids engaged in learning? And so we are all working on our teaching style to do that. But this faculty is awesome because, for example, we have had 2 teachers who you have to apply for grant money. They went to NASA in Houston, and they have done all the things astronauts would do.
Really?
But they also find out, what are we going to do about a water shortage? What are we doing about heat? And they brought those activities back. Scares you to death, but I'm going to tell you something. You see your science teacher, she's got big goggles on and she's got a blowtorch, and she's taking the kids outside, and they are making a heat shield before it gets to the egg, and she's going to blow that blowtorch, and then they're going to rate that child how much energy they put into that heat shield to stop for the egg. So talk about teaching differently. Sometimes I'm like, thank God they're that young anymore, and they can still do that. This group works really hard and tries to go and find all kinds of ways to get professional development so that they're able to bring the kids into the classroom.
Well, in addition, you've got a lot of parent volunteers, I know. And the reason I know that is my granddaughter is not even started school there yet. She's already been on 2 field trips so, this summer. I know, going to a homeless shelter and going to helping out with feeding one of the food banks or something. But I mean, that's the kind of stuff they get involved with.
We start them really young on, our term is stewardship now, and what can you do to give back? So what we try to explain to the kids is that you have time, talent, and treasure, and it's all up to us to give back. Everyone's doing a lot to give to you, like to make it possible for you to be at this school. Teachers are working hard, everyone's working hard. What can you do? They did an example is our 4th grade will host a lemonade stand, and they raised all the money. And then they had a student whose brother had Down syndrome, so they donated the money to the Down syndrome organization. This year we have a student with cancer. We wanted that to go to that family. Of course, junior high students are able to do a whole lot more. They went this year to people who had lost a loved one and placed pieces of a nativity at their home until they got the whole set completed. Then they revealed themselves that it was our junior high who had done that for them. Just trying to, holidays are a tough time, but we are fortunate because we get to do those things. Our tie with St. Vincent de Paul for us is we collect canned goods and call it our Project Hope. We also have a sister parish and school in Haiti.
Oh, yeah.
So we do a major fundraiser, and we raise over $10,000 for Haiti. And we will send them some things they need. This last year, it was buying battery-powered solar lights for them so that they could have lights in their school.
Yeah.
So we want the kids to think out of the box and be global and givers and good stewards.
Absolutely. Now, first through 8th grade. So and after
Kindergarten.
It's kindergarten through 8th grade. So you got them all those years. Now, is there do you follow them, track them, or anything like that after they leave the 8th grade to find out exactly how they turned out? I mean, I guess that's a right way to put it.
Yeah. Sometimes you want to say, "Come back. It's okay. Come visit us," because sometimes they go on to, I can't do that. But the community of Bardstown is so entwined with each other anyway. We do get to find out how they've done. We have a student who is an artist and has now painted a mural on our gym wall and was actually selling posters because it is fabulous work. So we know she's at Northern Kentucky on scholarship and she's doing extremely well. We also watch Bethlehem because a lot of our students go to Bethlehem. One of our teachers was invited back to Nelson County High School, Thomas Nelson, the new one, because one of her students was receiving an award and she asked for that teacher to come back. So we kind of try to stay as close to them as we can.
So in your opinion, the quality of education at St. Joe Elementary School is second to none?
Absolutely. It is second to none. It's the best.
Well, that's right. And that's why we try to make sure, because I know parents out there make difficult decisions all the time, and they have to make a decision and choosing, as you said, coming to St. Joe, there is some sacrifice. And they have to make a sacrifice, and they have to choose, is it worth it to send my child to St. Joe Elementary School? And that's a question I think a lot of people want to ask.
You do, and that is a discussion that we have constantly. What are we really giving to someone, to the family, and the support that we can, that we understand that the key word anymore, it is a sacrifice. And many people are very willing to do that. But also what we have to do is try to figure out, how do we make that possible for you? You're sacrificing, you're giving, what do we do to give back to you? So our cost is a lot smaller in student ratio cost than it is for everybody paying their tax dollars. So we think that we want to work really hard to make sure people understand it's worth it. There's value there.
Now, your job is principal. Now, your job is to oversee students, teachers, counselors, basketball coaches. You've got it all. Yeah, that's a pretty big job.
It is a big job. It is. But you have to love it, and you have to. It's almost like you're thinking all the time, and you have to think very quickly, and people want things and answers from you. And I tell you what, I don't think I would be this quick thinking if I hadn't done this for 39 years.
Well, I'm going to say, I'm sure you face just about every problem you could possibly face. I'm sure there'll always be a new one coming up.
Right.
But somebody's going to walk into your office and say, I've got this going on, and for most of us, they're going to say, how is that even possible? But you've seen it before.
Exactly, you do, and then you just have to keep working that. You put a lot of trust in everyone else that's working with you, and we work really well together. And the other thing that I really try to do is, don't stay in my office. You won't find me in there very often. Is that because I talked to a teacher today because he's setting goals, and I said, if you struggle with that and you're not sure you're working towards your goal, I try to come into your room enough that I will say, I saw you doing that. That's working towards your goal. So I feel like I'm trying to give them some advice and help on how they're moving forward. But I think I want the children to know where I'm at. I want the teachers to know I'm there. You're very accessible. People might not walk all the way down to your office to tell you something they're struggling with, but they don't ever mind to stop you if you're right at their door. So that's what you try. That's what I think principals try to do a lot, is that I'm right here. You don't have to come to me. I will be right there with you.
Now, if somebody out there wants to know more about what's going on in St. Joe, what do they need to do?
They need to just come on in. It's so exciting. We were taking a lot of families from out of town lately through the school during the summer, and it's good to do that because you get excited about your school, but it is nothing like when the kids are there.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. It's just a different life and a different excitement. But what they would do is they would call our school office, and then from there it would either be, I would be glad to say, you need to come see us, come take a tour. So we'd be able to give you that. Michelle Ball is my administrative assistant. She works a lot with our public relations. She will also give the tours also, and then we give you all kinds of information. Here, take this with you. Also, you could look on our website and look at stjoeelementary.org, and you'll be able to find a lot of information there too.
Well, obviously you're doing something right. If you got as many people as enrolled, you got people coming in from out of town, and like I said, you could just feel the excitement walking through the building. So something's going right.
I hope so.
So you're looking forward to the year?
I am really excited about the year. I had I love this one I love a lot of them, but this one little boy comes running down the hall, and he goes, Miss Bowen, I've missed you so much. And I said, I missed you so much too. And he goes, well, I've started playing t-ball, and I didn't miss you anymore. I said, good.
You've been replaced.
Exactly. So people were very excited to see each other, and our students came back, our 8th graders came back to see some of our teachers, because they all know the doors are open, come on in.
Well, that's fantastic. Like I said, enthusiasm you're having, and it sounds like I said things are going well. The school looks like it's really in great shape. I mean, looking at the beautiful school, a lot of been of additions over the last several years.
Correct.
And upgrades, and so it's
because you were mentioning like technology and science, so the science lab makes it possible for any age level to go in to use the science lab, the technology. You know, those computer labs are going to be a dinosaur now because everybody's going to have their devices with them. We're working on that. We're going to go to one-on-one computing so that every 6th grader is going to have their own computer, and then they'll leave with it as they go, and we'll just replace that. So we're really excited about what that's going to make it possible too. So it's exciting times.
Yeah, I'm glad you're keeping up because I'm not. Somebody's got to keep up with how these kids are getting ahead of me.
That's right. Come on back to school.
I might have to. I don't know what grade I'd qualify for. Well, thanks for coming in here today. I really do appreciate this and letting the world know what's going on at St. Joe Elementary.
Well, thank you. Come on to visit us at St. Joe's anytime. We'd love to have you.
Margaret Bowen here, the principal at St. Joe Elementary School in downtown Bardstown, right beside the St. Joe Cathedral. If you're not familiar with it, it's the building right beside of us. So come in, take a tour, give them a call, and check out their website. And if you want to find out more about St. Joe Elementary, or just find out more about Catholic education in general, give them a call, and I know they'll be more than happy to talk to you.
Come on in.
Come on in. Well, thanks, Margaret. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll be right back with more Community Focus here on Channel 6 TV right after this.